We have data on the chest size and weight of bears, and we want to find the regression equation letting chest size be x and find the best predicted weight of a bear with a chest size of 43 inches. Is this result close to the actual weight of 257? Use a significant level of 0.05. Okay, so I'm going to open this up in Excel. And the first thing I'm going to do here is I want to look at the scatter plot, because remember, if we don't have a good scatter plot, this is all going to be pointless. Now the computer's going to make its twist anyways, but this is still where you should really start. So this isn't too bad. That's a reasonable straight line. It's not perfect, but I can kind of see that, okay, I could draw a straight line through that and get pretty close. So I'm probably going to be able to use my regression line. So I'm going to continue to go forward. So my next step is I'm going to run the regression. So I'm going to go here to data analysis, and I'm going to go down here to regression. And so I was told that weight was my y, so this is B1 to B7. And I always like to include the labels, and I'm going to click on the label box here, just because it makes the output a little easier to read. If you wanted to change the confidence interval here, that's where you could do that. I'm going to tell it to put output over here in P1, just over the side. Otherwise, you can let it do a new one. So over here, first of all, notice here there's my correlation, which that, again, it's pretty close to 1. It's pretty strong positive correlation. That's looking like my scatter plot. So again, that's telling me, okay, I should be able to go forward. I could, of course, compare this with the Pearson R if I wanted to, but that's pretty, I don't really need to look that up. Now, you could certainly do that if you wanted, and we've went over how to do that. Now, what matters for my, down here, this is what matters for my regression line. Here is my intercept, and here is my slope. Because remember, I'm really just putting this in slope-intercept. So the intercept here, that's where, remember, y equals mx plus b? That's b. This is m. So I'm going to come back here, and I can see here, this one right here, this is my b. So in this case, this is negative 229 point, it said 1, so 6. And then here my slope, again, let's see here, 10.2. I was typing in over here too. It was a really good job of me. So I'm going to check answer. And I have my regression line. Now, if you did this by hand, I'd still be working. Now, what's the best predicted? Well, since I have a good correlation, I have that nice scatter plot, I can use this regression line. So I'm going to literally put in 43 for x and figure out what this is. So on my calculator, I'm going to do 10.2 times 43 minus 229.6. And my answer is 209. And that is my predicted value. So, is this relate? Well, not really. I mean, that's 50 pounds off. And so, is this perfect? No, certainly not. But obviously, this is a really small data set. The hope would be the bigger the data set, the better the value. So, and you can see from looking at this that some, if I drew a straight line, some are going to be pretty close, some aren't. So is this, the best? No, I would say that I looked at that and went, I think I want to try some more before I would use this in actual real, time here. But again, I would also look at this data set and go, I need more data. That data set, honestly, to me, looks horrible because the DF in that, the degrees of freedom, is 4. Yeah, so not all that impressed with this data set, but hopefully this gives you the process. And the main things, remember, scatter plot first, because if you don't have a good scatter plot, you don't have that straight line, that regression line, useless. I don't even need to try to figure it out. And if you can't use the regression line, what do you use? You use just the mean. Just take the average. You're done. Now, to find the regression line, we're just using Excel. It's just a button. If you haven't installed the analysis tool pack, you need to go back and figure out how to do that. And then once you have the regression line, it's pretty much just plug and chug. Plug in the value they gave it, pops out the predicted value. And obviously, we're hoping for a good fit here.